Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Mr. M with you. Today I would like to discuss about a new topic I chose. It would be about shifting your house. It's one of the most toughest decisions when it comes to moving a house, or maybe shift to a next building or a place far away. It's always a tough process unless you plan accordingly and organize or with a timeline of events which are going to happen on that particular day. So I would share with you 10 tips on how to move from one house to another in a smooth and easy way. To tip number 1, get organized. This is the most important part. You need to collect few cartons and exactly label them and add stuffs according to your categories. For example, glassware would go to a different category, carton, or electronics would go to a different carton. So dresses, clothes, shoes, normal stuffs which you need day to day can be easily moved in a bag. For example, if it's heavy items, you need to get some people who would help you to safely move it, because you don't want to move to a house and many things which you cherish from long time are broken. Another tip I would suggest is plan your strategy. How are you gonna move? Do you need a pickup, a big pickup, or a small saloon vehicle, or a four-wheel? Or if you have a lot of friends, you could easily save cost around moving. And if you have some friends who are healthy enough to carry a lot of load with you, it would save you around a lot of money if you compare it with the trip is $100, $200, $300. Especially moving companies who are expert on it, they usually charge a hefty price. So it would be better if you could compare them and how safely you could move it. It would be better, though it needs a long planning and proper procedures need to be followed if you want to keep your items safe. I would say go on with your friends and family who would give you a helping hand on this situation. Another tip I would suggest is if you could easily label the boxes. For example, you want to move your dressing table to one particular area, so you would keep the carton of all the accessories, combs, makeup and lotions all in one carton. So when you shift to your new house, you will keep it there, and the box for the dressing table would be there. So it would easily help you to transition to the house with minimal effort. But if you move your items here and there, in the long run it would happen that you misplace some item on the other room, you misplace some item in the pickup, and it would lead to a lot of disorganized issues. Tip number 4, it's prime importance. You need to label every box, every carton, because one way or the other you need to know exactly what are you placing in. If it's clothes, just put clothes in it, and then you go to your new house and just open it all off and add everything on there. So this would help you a lot of mess and headache. It will easily help you transition to your house with, say, you can live on this very same day, you can live on that house without no efforts. Tip number 5, remember always to store your valuables with you until you are not already in the new house and you need to keep it somewhere safe. Remember, like maybe laptops, suitcases, a box of important documents. All you need to keep it safe with you unless you have some family or friends whom you trust completely. You can hand it over to them, so they would be able to take care of it until you manage. Another suggestion I would say is, if you could, in your old house, if you could make two places, one for items to be taken, one are completely trash. It could easily happen, your friends and family, they wouldn't know which item to take or throw. They would see a garbage bag and they just throw off something important, maybe documents, maybe a book, or some important maybe gadgets even. So it is you should have a proper plan it well, discuss with your spouse or your elder members. So in this way you would be safer, and it would lead to reduce hassles. Another tip would be, if possible, if you could plan it, say, weeks before you are already, say, it's end of the month, almost a week left. If you could get rid of unimportant stuffs. Everybody in the house could relate to some items which are very important to them. They have a loved feeling, they have old memories, but sometimes they just take up space, and they don't have that much value as we assume. So if you could reduce stuffs beforehand, it could easily help you in your new house, that you have a lot of space and less items. You don't need to take a bigger house even. You could save money on that even. So that's always a helpful tip. Another suggestion would be a great tip. I would usually tell people who are not into minimalism, they could easily take so many items which are, say, slightly damaged. You could easily donate it or even resell it, because there are plenty of online shops and even companies who like to take your stuffs and sell it cheap. So it's easy to earn a bit of money here and there, and even reducing stuffs which are of minimal value. Another important tip would be picking the right day. When are you going to move? It shouldn't be on a weekday, say morning time, when there is a lot of traffic and many are busy. I would suggest the evening, on a weekend, or early morning if possible. That would lead to a lot faster moving with minimal effort. You don't need to get stuck in traffic, and your friends and family would be more than happy to help, because it's a weekend. And well, you can treat them later with a good meal for moving to a new house. Another tip is, in any given day, a house has a lot of items, close to 1,000 different things if you calculate, or if you make an inventory. In this situation, I would suggest if you could make a list, a proper list, or if you could distribute the same task to three people, and they would make a list. Say, I would make for electronics and documents only. So person B, he would make for clothes and makeup and lotions related to dressing. In that way, you could save a lot of time, and you could just tick off from the list that, oh, I have moved this item already, it's in the house, and like this it would be easier to see that you don't lose anything during travel, during moving. Another important thing would be packing. You need to not only keep cartons in the house and just add stuff inside. It would be just a mess, a complete mess. Around 2-3 days, you could easily pack stuffs which are not required for the following week or two. So you could easily pack on some clothes and shoes which are not in use, and even toys for kids, their clothes, items which you think it would take around weeks, you wouldn't use it, pictures, books, frames, photographs, and all those things are just not that so important. So it's better to be packed and always handle the cartons with care and choose strong ones, so during transportation it doesn't get damaged or doesn't damage your stuffs. When you open it in the new house, you are just shocked or you're upset about it. Another tip is if you could easily use the old boxes for your TV. For example, if you could fit it in a TV box, it would be safer, easier to handle. And if you could add bubble wrap to it, it would be completely safe in case it falls down. Or if you don't have bubble wrap, you could use a quilted blanket. That's one of the most safest option out there. Another tip, our final one, it could happen you need to even move your fridge the very next day or the very next moment. So in this case, always remember to plan ahead. Think around a week before. Stop buying groceries if possible. Order food online or from your restaurants. In that way your fridge would be easier to clean, and it wouldn't be that heavy that it would some food may get rotten and go bad. So it would be an incredible way to move items, especially the heavy items: washing machine, refrigerator, large cupboards. This is the most common item which usually breaks during transportation, and even not in transportation, usually during moving to the right spot. One bonus tip I would add is take pictures of your electronics, especially if you are not a computer geek. You could easily take a picture, remember the cables, and just snap it in, and you are good to go. Maybe it's a TV, a monitor, a CPU, anything. I believe that's all for the day. I believe it helps you all and you could learn something or the other from my tips. And I hope you could kindly share below your comments, any feedback, anything I have missed out. It was just what I felt was most necessary. Kindly like, share and subscribe to my channel. This is Mr. M with you. Seeing you off. Goodbye.